Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 61, recorded in the D. Fauntleroy Recording Studios in Sarasota, Florida, and Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm your host, Mike, in Florida, joined by my cousin and co-host, Gary, up in Rhode Island. Good evening, Gary.
Hi, Mike. You have your NPR voice today.
I do. Well, I've been trying to, I've got a Shaka Khan song stuck in my head right now, and I'm afraid I'm going to keep singing it throughout the rest of this episode.
So you have to keep it low-key, if otherwise it might come out.
Myself, yes.
I got you. I understand.
Like if I'm in my hyper mode, then my Shaka Khan song's going to come on. Ain't nobody.
See, that's something that we have a connection. We've been doing our shows together for a long time. We're close. We're cousins.
You're into Shaka Khan too?
No, I'm saying most people wouldn't understand the connection between an NPR voice and Shaka Khan.
Whereas
well, yeah, you said, and I said, oh, it's because if you have to be calm or otherwise you're going to sing the song, and you're like, yes, exactly.
Yes.
How many people would have made that connection?
You're exactly right.
And it's not working because you're already singing.
No, it's not. Well, because I went to the Bucks Jets game last night or yesterday. Yeah. They had the best music. They would, at the end of the game when I was walking to meet Captain and Alex, they were playing like Jackson 5 songs.
Is that because it was at a CBS game? Because they were doing like the 50-year anniversary. So all like the hosts on CBS were dressed up like it was 1975 and stuff.
Oh, really?
That's why all the teams had like the throwback uniforms.
Yeah, the Jets didn't, did they? They have
at the home, like the Bucks did. The Patriots wore their throwback uniforms on Sunday. They used like the old graphics on TV, which obviously you wouldn't have seen. You were at the game, so you didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's why they were playing the
anymore.
I had the Patriots Steelers game because it was the only one on the TV, and I fell asleep watching it.
No, were you down in the basement?
Yes.
Is that your go-to place?
That's a good play, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, do they are the kids allowed to come down at free will, or if you're down there watching sports, do they have to knock and ask permission?
No, they have free will. Okay. They woke me up from the nap.
Oh, they did.
They didn't know I was napping, and they started like yelling down the stairs. So that was unfortunate, but it happens.
Is it nice? It's nice and dark, isn't it? And you had the game on, and you just laid on the couch, and that was it.
Yeah, we had 2 softball games in the morning, so we were at the softball field before 8:00, and then we got back around 1. And then I just had some lunch. I had a leftover piece of steak from Twin Oaks that I ate in the microwave.
How did you not finish your steak?
Pards, listen to this. I don't know how familiar you are with the Twin Oaks menu. I don't know if this has always been on the menu, but they have the pewter plate special. Have you heard of this?
No.
So it's $62. And this is what you get.
And this is for one person?
For one person.
Because you can feed a family for $62.
Well, you basically is what I did. So this is what you get for $62 at Twin Oaks. The pewter plate special. You can get an appetizer or 4 of their jumbo cocktail shrimp. So I got the jumbo shrimp, which according to Frank, those are about $4.50 a piece. So that's an $18 appetizer I got.
And this isn't baked stuff. This is just big, and you dip it in butter.
Yeah, no, the shrimp cocktail with the
jumbo shrimp cocktail. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So you get an appetizer. So I could have got a calamari if I wanted with that, but I got the shrimp cocktail. You get your choice of a beer or a glass of wine. So I get a beer. You get a cup of soup. You get a salad. You get either a 16-ounce filet or a 20-ounce sirloin. You get mashed potatoes. Well, you get potato vegetable with it. So I got mashed potatoes and broccoli. You get a dessert. Apple crisp is what I ended up getting, and a coffee.
For $62?
I felt like I was stealing.
What'd you end up getting for a steak?
I got the sirloin, 20-ounce sirloin.
How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. It came on one of those, like, sizzle plates like we had at Peter Luger, like the
Did it
hot
have,
plate.
like, a little rendered down fat on the
Mhm.
edges that was
Yep.
edible and delicious?
Like, crispy and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
So I ate about 2/3 of it, but I ate everything else. I ate all the sides, I had the soup, I had the shrimp. It was a lot of food.
And did you destroy the dessert too?
We took it home. So we took the
Okay.
dessert home and the
That's
girls
a good
had it.
play.
I didn't have the dessert, but it was still a good play. I mean, that's a lot of money for Twin Oaks, like you said, but that's a ton of food.
Yeah, it is. Is this new on the menu? I never heard of this.
I don't know. I think it's always been there. I mean, I don't think I could have ordered that when Frank was footing the bill. He probably would have had a heart attack if I ordered that for $62.
Not nowadays, but back when you were younger, probably.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, now he doesn't care.
Right. That's a pretty good play, isn't it?
Oh, I like that.
Because I was gonna get the surf and turf they have on the menu, which you could get like whatever steak and you can add like the baked stuffed shrimp to it. But that was gonna be like $53, and I was like, you know what? I'll just get the whole kit and caboodle.
You know what? What is it called?
The pewter plate special.
Why is it called? What's a pewter plate?
That's like the metal is pewter. That's what the steak comes on. That's the sizzle plate. You know, the
Gotcha,
plate we
okay.
got. Yeah, it was
Pewter
good
plate.
too.
Mm.
Cooked perfect, medium rare, just like it was. Oh, it was fantastic, and it was excellent leftover too.
Was it? You
Yep.
could now. Do you cook it like on a medium or a low, or how do you microwave it?
I just did it for like a minute on regular, and it didn't because it was such a big, thick piece. It didn't like cook the middle. It was hot enough, but it was still nice and red inside. It was good.
Yeah, so you didn't destroy it.
I didn't destroy it. I wanted to make sure. Anyway, so I had my lunch and I fell asleep on the couch for a little bit.
I like that. That's a
Yeah.
good play right there. Okay.
Now you didn't get dragged to the baseball game at night, huh?
We made well. It wasn't dragging anything. We made an executive decision. It was so damn hot out
Yeah.
there, and we were sitting down low, me and Joe Quat and his brother. That it was just when they say it's 120 degrees on the field, like we
Yeah.
just got it. There was no breeze.
You could
It
feel
was so
yeah.
bad that when we stood up, we'd stand up like during TV commercials.
Mhm.
Joe was like, Mike, stand up. You actually get a breeze. And just standing up, you could feel a little tiny breeze. It was so hot. I spent $18 on waters. I got two 32-ounce of those smart waters.
Yeah.
I was just I went up and the girl's like, "Is that sweat?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Is it?" I'm like, "It's brutal down there." Because you got to be really hot and thirsty to spend $17 on water, don't you think?
It's tough. They get you going. You would think like of all the things, like I don't care. You can charge $1 million for a beer, but like bottled water should be like $2 at like the theme parks and at football stadiums and stuff.
I agree with you.
At least at Disney, they'll give you free ice water if you go up to the quick serves. You ain't
They
getting that
do.
at Ray J.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
they do. All right.
Yeah, Alex says
I
like
take
he'll
it
buy a
back.
soda and rinse it out, and then you can't get the free ice water. Yep.
All right. Well, I take it back. That's good at least. What do you think? Like before we get into it, we
Mhm.
have obviously stuff to talk about, but have you seen like the newer trend of some of the stadiums either doing like free food or like the cheap food?
Mm-mm.
So the Atlanta Falcons, all their concessions are $2. Everything's $2 except for beer is like $5. So like a hot dog's $2, hamburger's $2. Everything's just super cheap
Why are they doing that?
Because they're just baking it into the price of the ticket. They say the ticket's expensive enough. We make enough money on the concessions. We're just going to charge cheap money for all the concessions. You just go up, streamline. I don't think they have any people working there. You just like do those auto pay things where it like can sense what you're grabbing. It just charges you as you walk in and out and stuff.
No, they
And-
don't have that at Ray J.
No, not many places are doing that yet. But then Coastal Carolina in Myrtle Beach, the Chanticleers, all their concessions are free. You just walk up and grab whatever you want.
That's nice.
That's sweet. I'd pay. Like, think of how much if you could have done that there. I mean, you're not going to drink at the game because you don't want a day drink anyway. But if you could have had all your concessions for free, how much more would you? I would have paid. You'd pay double for a ticket. Like $200 for a ticket if all the concessions are free, as opposed to $100.
Maybe,
consider
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's a good play.
Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting thought. What's the topic today, Michael? Let's get into it.
We're going to do our first portfolio analysis on the show. We've taken us over 60 episodes to get into this.
And we've talked about our
We have
portfolios.
talked about it. If anybody out there would like to come out and have their portfolio analyzed on the Addicted to DVC podcast, please email the show info at addicted to DVC pod or addicted to DVC.com. Is it .com? Is that what our
You're the webmaster parts.
Yeah,
I'm along for the ride.
That's true.
Anyway, we'll figure out the website at some point. It's in the intro, right? The guy you paid to do our intro and outro, he says it.
Yeah, it's info at addictedtodvc.com. We don't have podcast in there, so my apologies. I had a little brain fart.
It's okay. It happens. All right. Well, why don't you, if you want to analyze your portfolio, I guess first we have to start with your current holdings.
You want to know what my holdings are right now?
I mean, I know what they are, and I'm sure many of the people at home know what they are, but not everyone knows what they are. This could be someone's first episode.
That's true.
And if
we are bringing new people to the party on a weekly basis.
So explain your portfolio to the listeners out there.
So I have 150 direct at the Grand Floridian.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that when they were doing their final fire sale to get rid of this and close this out and start focusing on Riviera, Alani, which I guess, I don't know if they're really focusing on Alani. And then what was it, about a year later, or was it 2 years later, that I bought the 150 resale at Riviera Resort?
I want to say about 2 years later.
I want to say it was 2 years later. Yep.
So you have 300 total points.
That's correct.
You have a June use year.
That is also correct.
You have your blue card because you do have 150 points direct.
Yes, sir.
The 150 Riviera resale points can only be used at Riviera.
That is correct.
Just getting some facts out there, not saying one way or another whether that's good. You have pretty far away expiration dates on both of these. So that you have these 300 points for a long time, for at least another, 40 years? I know Riviera is almost, that's essentially brand new, 45 years left on that one.
Yeah, there's, minus, I believe 6 now. It was a 2019 contract.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 2070 that it expired.
I believe, it does. It does. I think it opened right around Christmas
COVID.
of 19.
Yeah, it started right. But I don't think but it doesn't matter.
They extended it out because they're not going to have 11 months.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
So you have these contracts for a long time. But as any prudent investor, you're always looking to add to your portfolio. And we're going to dig into it a little bit, I guess. So what is your thought process on this analysis? What are you looking to find out? What do you want to know?
I mean, I trust my advisor. I'm not one of those who meddles, or whatever, however you pronounce that word.
Meddle.
Yes.
Like a 3 medal.
He's got a 3 medal. I love when they say that, don't you? It's been a 3 medal for 30 years.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
He's got a 3 medal, but it's only the Brits that call it a medal. The Americans still call it a 3-wood. He's got a 3 medal. 275 divers love with 3 medals.
Divers love.
Yeah, I don't know about you. The longer you have these contracts and the longer you investigate and read, you find out new stuff, don't you?
What do you mean? I mean, I don't disagree.
Like how to use points, how to use them differently, how to be a little bit more strategic.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have different strategies on how we use our points, for sure. You're more of a point miser than I am. You're not the most miserly,
You
with
don't
your
think
points.
getting one bedrooms is a wasteful way to use?
Of course it is, but you're not using them in wasteful times, and you're not staying like 7 nights in a row at club level one bedrooms. You're not booking stuff just because you have loaded contracts, and you're like, "Oh, I got these points to blow. Might as well just
Stay in a treehouse
stay in
villa.
a treehouse for no
Correct.
reason."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not naming names, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So there's different uses of it. And now that you've moved on to the one bedrooms, which I understand the value in that for you and the appeal, you feel like you're trying to get the most bang for your buck out of these, go at the times you like, and now you're thinking maybe you need a few more points to go a few more times a year. Presumably. Otherwise, are we just good? We could say, hey, you're happy with your portfolio, let it appreciate in value over the next 40 years, and we'll call it a day. Or are we looking to add to the portfolio? A smart investor is always looking to add to their portfolio, I
Of
think.
course. Of course. You just don't want to hold all your life, do you?
No. Problem with DVC is like the investment advice is buy low, sell high, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, I mean, in theory, yeah, sure. That's what you want to do. You don't want to
So
buy
for us,
high and
it's just
sell low.
buy low, and that's it. That's the end of the sentence. There's no sell in our vocabulary when it comes to DVC contracts.
Just
Maybe,
stretching my back there.
yeah, no, I could see. Maybe there is for you. I don't know. Would you ever consider selling one of your contracts if, like, to finance a more,
Mhm.
like, a better one? Like, if you could sell your Riviera 150 for a 50-point Grand Cal and 100-point cabins, would you do that? Would you make that trade?
Oh, well, I mean, that's yeah, because it's no way I could be able to do that. I couldn't trade that for 50 points for what I paid for it.
At Grand Cal, just that's so much
Yeah,
more. Yeah, that's a good point.
because even if it's usually it's you're around 270, but say you use 300 to make the math easy, it's a $15,000 contract.
Yeah, for 50
And,
points.
and
That's
that's
true.
what I paid for basically for my Riviera,
Okay, so that's a
150
bet.
points. So yeah, I would do that all day and twice on Sunday, but
That's not realistic. Now, what kind of properties are you looking at? Because you've talked a lot about how much you like the boardwalk recently.
I do.
Is that on your radar?
It is no longer on my radar.
Oh, that's breaking news. What's going on?
Yeah, it
What
is.
happened? What's the reason behind that?
The reason behind that is I believe that the boardwalk is an 11-month contract. I'm sold that it's an 11-month contract.
Yeah,
And I
agree with
don't
that.
think that I need a third 11-month contract.
I see what you're saying. So you want the proverbial sleep around points now.
I do, although I'm very, very, very intrigued with the cabins now.
Problem with the cabins is you're almost forced to go direct.
You are forced to go direct.
Completely. I mean, something could come up randomly, but it's not likely. We've only seen, I think, one period, right?
And from what I heard, it was pulled out. It wasn't even. I don't even know if I think an offer was made, and then the sellers pulled out.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, obviously that plays part into it as well. I mean, from what you said, from what you heard, I think you said it last week, actually. They said at the pace they're selling these cabin contracts, it won't sell out before the contract is expired.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, it's like
So
20.
there's probably not many contracts out there to be resold in the first place.
That's the problem. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
that people don't. Yeah,
because Riviera ones came on the market pretty quick. Granted, that was like during COVID, right
they
when it
they
sold.
all do. Disneyland came on. I think within 6 months. I think they say 6-9 months is when you might start seeing your first resale contracts from a new property.
But not many Disneyland ones that I've seen, at least.
There really aren't. No.
But there's quite a few. I'll see a Riviera every few days pop up.
Mm-hmm.
as it gets older. But now it's been 5 years, so that kind of makes sense. You're going to see them more and more. All right, so you're saying you want a 7-month potential sleep around type of contract to add.
Potential.
What kind of points are you thinking at this? Because usually sleep around points, you want a lot of points. If it's an 11-month contract, that's where you want to be in that 50 to 75 range.
Yeah.
So you got to be over 100 if you're doing a true sleep around, I would think.
Yeah, at a minimum. Because here's the thing. I love the cabins because now I'm thinking my new thought process is I do my May and I do my September trips in the cabins and I bring Rhodey and we go to the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there's a million things to do when we come back. We can walk in, we can take naps, we can go to hoop-de-doo, we can do all those classes, we can do kayaks, we can do horseback riding, you name it, million things to do. Then I have my 300 points of Grand Floridian and Riviera that I can just use on random weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Anniversary, birthday. And those now I can just use as we're not even going to the parks. Or if we go to Riviera, we'll sneak into the back of World Showcase for an hour and a half, 2 hours. If we're at the Grand Floridian, let's run into the Magic Kingdom real quick or
Right.
go see the nighttime spectacular, go see fireworks, go over to Top of the World at the Contemporary. So you can use these 11 months more strategically.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It almost seems wasteful using Riviera and Grand Floridian during the times that we want to go to the parks, but then also it's great value point-wise. So you almost want to use them in
Those times,
May
yeah.
and September. So it's tough. The decision-making process is very tough with this.
Now, would it be crazy, and it might be, would you consider like divesting out of Riviera to buy a lot of points direct at the cabins? Because then you could still stay at Riviera with those points. The dues are higher for now. Lakeshore Lodge could change those dues. I don't know if they will. There's no guarantee. The dues are much higher. But you would have direct points. So then you'd have all direct points and you can still stay at Riviera. You can stay at the cabin. You have a lot more points to stay at the cabins. Maybe it's crazy. I know you got a great value out of that Riviera contract, and flipping it, you'd probably break even. You could probably sell it for what you paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd just be starting over with that money and putting it into the cabins for like 200 points there. So you end up with 50 more points. Now you have 350 direct to stay wherever you want. Cabins as much as you want, Riviera as much as you want, Grand as much as you want. Does that make sense to you? Probably not. I know how you're thinking. I don't think that makes sense to you, but I'm just throwing it out there.
So you're saying get rid of my Riviera.
I'm just asking, does this make sense to you?
No, because what I'm seeing now is I think you want to use your contracts at those home resorts.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like having my Resale Riviera because that's all I'm going to use it now. That's all I can use it at. And I'd like to start just using my direct Grand Floridian at the Grand Floridian because it makes no sense to use it at Saratoga.
No, I agree with that. That's why I was thinking
I could spend $90 and stay at Saratoga or Animal Kingdom Lodge or.
So you're thinking you'd rather have more home resorts?
That's my thinking, yeah.
So we don't want to consolidate. We want to diversify.
Don't you think?
I'm asking the question. I don't think
you have to admit I have two good contracts. I have a direct Grand at like 190 change. And now I think they're selling them at like 260. If you can get, one of those Rofers that Disney buys back. So you'll never sniff 190 change for a direct contract. So that was a good deal. And then I got my other one as a 5-star for 110, 150 points, which was a good deal. Now that's going to go down.
Yeah.
But I have two good contracts right now that I don't think I would mess with.
Yeah, that's fair. I think you're right. The only reason is just because you could pretty much break even on the Riviera one if you wanted to use that as a down payment for another direct.
True.
That's the only reason I say that. But now you have you essentially have 300 points you can use anywhere, as long as anywhere's Riviera. Like, you could use all 300 points at Riviera.
Yes, I could. Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yep.
All right, so let's get to the next level down. We're not looking at a place that has a great 11-month advantage. So you're not looking Beach Club, you're not looking Boardwalk right now.
Yeah, I mean, I always like Boardwalk kind of as a sleep around. But would you agree Boardwalk's more of an 11-month?
I mean, you got to be on top of it. Yeah, you're not getting a room there at 7 months for the most part. It's very hard to book.
And for me, I've always had luck waitlisting.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had a lesser value contract, chances are I'm still going to be able to stay at Boardwalk.
So your wait lists work a lot because you are staying for 1 or 2 nights.
Yep.
And you have more flexible dates. It's
Correct.
harder to do. Yeah, so I get that. A lot. Those don't come up a lot, though. You don't see a lot of Beach Club or Boardwalk hit the market.
No,
Those
you
are
don't.
pretty, and they both have the 2042 expiration. So those are going to be some of the first to go away. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rule out a Boardwalk for you. I could see you taking advantage of it and using it, but I don't think that's what you need next. I don't think that's what you're looking for next. I think Animal Kingdom's a great 11 and 7-month contract.
I agree with you.
Because you get some really great 11-month advantages, but it's also cheap enough that you don't feel bad spending it at another resort. So that's not a bad one.
What are we looking at for Animal Kingdom for 150? Just I'm seeing 160 at 103, 100 at 106. So you're looking into
around
100 to one. Yeah. One change to 110 thereabouts.
Yeah, which isn't bad. The dues are higher there than other comparable places. Not by a lot. They're not crazy. They're like $9 as opposed to 7 and change at like a Saratoga or Bay Lake Tower. I think, speaking of, I think Bay Lake Tower is a sneaky great contract. Low dues, good 11-month advantage, but you don't feel too guilty about spending those points.
Yeah, but I'm looking at 130 points for 151. That's a little more than I want to spend.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. Especially if you're not going to stay at Bay Lake a lot, there's no sense in it. I mean, I keep coming back to Saratoga Springs. And you guys like it there, too.
We do. Do.
I shouldn't use. You guys love it there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact. Here's a beautiful one. If you could get this one down a little, Pards. Scroll down. It's only a 1-star, which I don't think is properly rated. 150 points. We got 300 points available in the 2025 use year. 150 for 2026. 150 for 2027. 103 per point. If you offer like 98, get that down under 15 grand for that contract, load it up front, 300 points in the current use year. That's a nice contract.
Or do I move that all the way down to green where it says exceptional and offer 101, 91?
I mean, you could try it. This one's brand new, though. This one just came on today.
So there's really no reason for them to drop their draws at 0 days.
Right. I mean, they might take it a little lower, but I don't think they're going to go. They may not even counter at that point. You know what I mean? That 300 point. I love a loaded contract. I think that adds so much value because you're not paying dues on the extra points. You're only paying 150 points worth of dues when you buy that contract. And, those points are valuable, man. They're super, like that extra 150 points, that adds on a year to the value of it.
What can
probably a little more than that because you're not paying dues on those points.
What could I sell those for?
I mean,
15 a point.
15 a point.
15.
So that's $3,000,
15
right?
times 15 is $3,000. What's your annual dues?
Almost 8, like 780 or something like that. What are the dues? Does it say it on his site?
Yeah, it says right on it. Right on that one page. It is
No, historic annual dues, $12.81 for dues. So what does that come out to?
so you're looking at $4,200 for the first year that we could just deduct. So I could get this contract for about 11,000. We're adding on closing costs, say 12 grand. Right?
Yeah, if you sell the extra points, yeah.
Because that's a tough thing now. I'd have to use those because 150 are banked. I could bank those other 150 into the next use year, but I got 150 that I either need to sell or use by June.
Yeah, June of next year, though.
Correct, June of
That
2020.
gives you a lot of time. I mean, I think you can make that happen. I don't think that would be too hard for you, would it? To use those points?
No. I could. If you lived locally, you could burn through 1,000 points, couldn't you? With no kids and softball games and and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Easily.
So the way I look at it is those 150 points are free. Where you're looking at it as those 150 points are money to put back into it.
Yeah, there's two ways to look at it. Either way, you're paying for it. Because if they weren't banked, if you didn't have that 300 points, then this contract's going to be much lower. So either way, you're paying for it.
However, wouldn't it be nice to have those 150 and be like, let's get one night at the cabins? I'm talking about the Copper Creek cabins for 100 points. Just
I don't know if I could do one night because my problem with one night is the check-in, check-out. I like having a full day.
All right, take 2 nights then.
Well, okay, you twisted my arm.
I mean, you got 300 points, so then you're only banking 100 into the next year, but that's still pretty good.
Now, are you coming if I get a cabin?
If you get a cabin, I'm on the flight.
All right.
I would go for 2 days in the cabin.
Is that
I
the
would
one where you just ask for apology after?
That's a no. I mean, you gotta go. It's not like I'm gonna spend money on the park tickets because I'm not leaving that thing. The only time I'm leaving that cab is when we go out to that grill and make steaks out there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I like about getting a loaded is because then you can kind of spend those extra points.
It forces you to be very wasteful.
Yeah, guilt-free wasteful.
Yeah.
That's why I got the treehouse. That's why I did the 2-bedroom with my sister at Animal Kingdom. Like that's why I did.
Because now, if you sell these, you're like
level.
at the end of the day, big deal. I got 4,000. You know, when I go to the grave, I have $4,000 more that I can give to somebody, or I could have had the memory of the 2 days at the Cascade Cabins. I know exactly where your mind thought is. I agree with you 100%. I'm just saying, if you have to sell this to your spouse, is what I'm saying. Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
I got a great deal on this, and I can lower it by $4,000.
See, I'm not bringing that up. I'm just saying great deal, and then I say, guess what? On top of it, we have all these extra points, and now we can stay at a cabin for a couple nights because that's worth more, I think, collectively. Because she won't. I don't think she'll admit it, but I think she likes the dumb stuff. I think she likes wasting the points too.
Oh, really?
Like she liked the club level. She loved the treehouse. She likes the 1-bedrooms. Like it's better. Like you give these experiences. Like we would never, ever, ever do it. Like you're not paying cash for 2 nights at the 10 grand for 2 nights there. It's not happening. Like I'm not doing it. Are you doing that? Probably not. But if you have 150 bank points, and you're like, I can get 2 nights here in September for 200 points, 210 points. That's pretty tempting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very tempting.
Especially because your whole mindset for this contract is you want sleep around points. So you want like a loaded one, which makes more sense for you, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you use them wisely, you just keep pushing them into the next year, and then you're banking points. You're banking 50 every year for the next 6 years potentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a 200-point contract for 6 years if you do it smart.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a really attractive contract. That one that they just dropped, though, that doesn't have the extra 150 points, that they're dying. They got 2 of them for 175, and they're listed at 90 right now.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's even better because now you're getting the extra 25 points, cheaper money than the other one, and you could probably offer 83. And they'd think about it. They'd probably come back with like 86 as a counter. And you're shaking hands right there. Because he's got 2 of them parts. He's got 2 of them.
I know.
This guy's got 350 points hanging around his neck like an albatross. You know
He's got $30,000 just waiting to go into his bank account.
Yeah, because at that point,
took the kids, and he's looking at the checks he's got to write every month.
Because if you offer him, and it's just principle because it goes both ways. If you offer him 84 instead of 90, that's $1,050. Out of 30,000 coming, who cares at that point? I mean, who cares for you too? Like, why are you gonna let it walk for $1,000 also? Probably not.
Like, you like this contract?
This is another good question though. What's better? 300 points up front on a 150 point contract or 175 on a cheaper one?
You really have to work some Excel spreadsheets on this, don't you?
I don't have the math mind for that. I mean, I understand the simple math, but when it comes down to that, those are close. Those are really close. Now, granted, you're paying 25 more points every year in dues on the bigger one. And then you also have 2 150, so it'd be nice to keep 150, 150, 150.
Yeah, and just have a clean 4.
You throw a 175 in there, it gets messy. Then you need another 25 points to get to that 500.
Yeah, because if I got 150, 150, 150, now it's easy to get that 50-point Grand Cal.
Yep, and then
which
you're good
is
at
also,
500.
and then I'm done.
Yes, for a couple years.
You think just a couple years?
Yeah, because something will come up.
Now, how do I replace the cabins now? If I have, do I just now stay at Saratoga in May and September?
The cabins are tough. That's a tough one. I mean, now
if I grab this Saratoga and then, God forbid, in 6 months, that perfect unicorn of 100 points opens up, or do I just sell? Or when things come on the resale market, do I unload the Saratoga, take a couple $1,000 loss, and then go jump on a 100-point resale at the cabin?
Because you could strip it too. I mean, you could strip it, use a lot of the points, and then just get rid of it. At that point,
even if I lose $5,000, if I unload this for 10, was it worth it?
Yeah, exactly.
For a couple years, but I think that would be the play: is you grab something like this and then go get the cabins, because that's ideally, I think, what we would like is just 100 at the cabins.
Yeah. I think the problem is you're going to have to buy it direct, because I don't think any cabins, because there's none out there.
There's none out there. I'm just saying when they open up the Lake Shore.
Oh, true.
That's a good point. And then 6-9 months after that, you might start seeing things hit the resale. It could be a 3 or 4 years out.
Yeah, so you might as well have some fun with Saratoga points until then.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Did you look at any other sleep around contracts?
See, I don't love the off-property sleep arounds just because the dues are too high. Hilton Head and Vero. I know it's nice to think about getting a 200-point contract for like $8,000, but those dues are killer.
What about Alani?
I don't like. I guess they're not cheap enough for me to dive in. They're still around that $100 mark, and I'd rather have Saratoga. I'd still rather have at least an 11-month guarantee room for the way I do it. Like, Alani does no good for me at 11 months, so I have to book everything at 7 months if I have an Alani contract. You know what I mean?
I do.
At least if you have Saratoga, if you know you want to go in September and you want to get that, something in September at Saratoga, you could book it at 11 months and have it guaranteed, and then you can adjust from there if you want. If you have an Alani, you don't have that flexibility. We're also at an advantage now because we are booking the least desirable rooms that they sell, which are 1 bedrooms.
True.
those are the last to sell out across all categories for the most part. So it doesn't hurt us as much as it would if you're looking for a studio or a 2-bedroom. Yeah, I mean, some really good Saratogas out there. I don't think Animal Kingdom's the way to go because you're paying the same price as Saratoga and you're paying more dues.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I could talk you into an Animal Kingdom is you could get those value 1-bedrooms for nothing at 11 months.
Are they easy to get at 11 months?
Yeah, the 1-bedrooms are. They're still available. Like July's still pretty open. All the value 1-bedrooms in July are pretty available when I looked the other day. I don't know if that's tempting enough because you don't love Animal Kingdom.
I don't
as much as I do.
I don't.
So I don't think it's worth it for you to look there. Bay Lake would be nice, but you don't love it there either. And plus it's another, like you said, $30 a point, $40 a point. Boulder Ridge isn't terrible. That's a 2042. It's a really nice resort.
I do like Boulder Ridge. I do.
But they haven't come down enough. There's also not a lot of those that hit the market. They're in the same boat as like Beach Club and Boardwalk. You don't see a lot of Boulder Ridge hit the market. I'm looking right now. The average price for a Boulder Ridge is looking around I'm on a bad one because it's telling me for a lot of points here for 350 points. Yeah. It's around $90 for 350 points, but for less points, it's going to be more.
I'm looking at the 3 days in September and May
in
a 1-bedroom at Saratoga. I'm looking at 135 points.
It's for 6 nights in a 1-bedroom, basically.
Yep.
That's pretty good. And you might not even do that. You might only do 5, and then now you have like another 50 to 70 points sleep around for the rest of the year for a random night that pops up.
Plus, I got my Grand Floridian and my Riviera. Because that's what I'm seeing. Right. You start running out of points when, hippie guy's here. I want to go see him. Oh, Gary and the kids, we don't normally go in June or July, but we'll go up there for 2 nights to see them. And then when you use your regular stays, you start running out of points. It's just loosening your the belt Thanksgiving night. That's all we're trying to do here.
But I just said, if you want to stick with what you're doing and have your 7 to 10 nights, you have enough points right now with your 300. But if you want to come up when people are visiting, if you want to do, every other year, have a special, excursion where you take other people, you need more points. Do you need them today? No. You could be patient. You can wait for the right contract. But would you be able to use them if you had them? Absolutely, right? They wouldn't go to waste. I know that. That's for sure. I mean, are you itching for the next one? Or are you like,
I'm always
like a viper in the weeds?
No, I'm always itching.
You're itching. So you don't even care if like the perfect one comes along. You just
I'm not going to get like a 1 star on Bobby's website. That's definitely not happening. But these one that you brought to my attention is very concerning.
I do like that loaded 300-point one.
Do you?
I like it better than the 175. I really do.
I don't know. Even though it's a 1 star, I got problems with 1 stars.
Yeah, but that can't be right. I don't think he does enough with his algorithm. Doesn't take into account the loaded aspect enough. I think the star rating is just based on price per point at how many points. I don't think it takes into account if it's loaded or stripped as much as it should. It may not weigh it enough. You
might be right because this is 160 right above it, and it's 0 for 25. and it's 102. So it's $1 cheaper than the 150 that's double points.
Right. Anyway, I mean, but probably by the next time we record, there'll be some offers put in. That's what I imagine.
I'm sure.
You want to wrap us up? You have any final thoughts?
No, I have no final thoughts.
It's so easy to spend 15 grand on this product, isn't it?
15.
No, like at a whack, I mean.
Oh, at a whack. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to say 15.
Anyway, bring us home before we
You
both
can
start
find
one.
us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at DVC Addicts. Email the show info@addictedtodvc.com and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For my cousin and co-host Gary in Rhode Island, I'm Mike in Florida. Thanks for listening. Talk again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.